What's up mga kaguro at mga mag-aaral? Ako muli ang inyong online teacher, Sir Franco, para sa panibagong aralin sa General Science. Narito na tayo ngayon sa Lesson 7 para sa Quarter 3. Ngayong lesson na ito, pag-uusapan natin ang isa sa pinaka-importanteng system ng katawan, ang immune at lymphatic system. Ito ang sistemang araw-araw na nagtatrabaho kahit hindi natin napapansin para ipagtanggol tayo laban sa sakit, virus at bakterya. Mas magiging malinaw din kung bakit napakahalaga ng vaccination hindi lang para sa sarili kundi para sa buong komunidad. Narito ang mga lesson objectives na pwedeng gamitin ng mga guro sa paggawa ng kanilang lesson plan. Bakit nga ba mahalaga ang pag-aralan ang topic na ito? Sa panahon ngayon na kakatapos lamang ng pandemic at mabilis kumalat ang mga sakit, mahalagang maintindihan natin kung paano tayo pinoprotektahan ng katawan. Maraming maling impormasyon tungkol sa bakuna, kaya ang goal ng lesson na ito ay science-based understanding, hindi takot o haka-haka. Sagutin niyo muna ang KWL chart na ito. Merong tatlong senaryo dito. Una, when someone gets cut. Pangalawa, pagkakaroon ng chickenpox. Pangatlo, pagkakaroon ng mild fever pagkatapos mabakuhanahan. So, in the what I certainly know column, the learners will list facts or ideas they are fully confident about, supported by prior learning or evidence. In the somehow I know column, the learners will record ideas they believe to be the true but still need clarification or confirmation. In the what I want to know column, the learners will write questions or points of curiosity about the topic. After accomplishing this task, the teacher can say the following inputs. For first scenario, when the skin is broken, pathogens like bacteria can enter. The immune system sends the white blood cells or phagocytes to the site to destroy these invaders and prevent infection. For the second scenario, after the infection, the immune system creates memory cells to recognize the same virus if it appears again. This prevents reinfection. And number 3, vaccines introduce a harmless form of the antigen that stimulates the immune response, producing antibodies and memory cells without causing the actual disease. So these concepts will be later on discussed as we go through our discussion. Let's first have an overview of the immune system. The immune system includes the white blood cells, antibodies, and organs like the thymus and bone marrow that detect and destroy harmful microorganisms. For example, when bacteria enter a wound, white blood cells travel through lymph vessels to attack and destroy the invading microbes. Ang immune system ay parang security system ng ating katawan. Ito ang kumikilala, umaatake at sumisira sa mga pathogens tulad ng bacteria, virus, fungi at parasites na maaaring magdulot ng sakit. Nabanggit na kanina ang mga example ng pathogens. Pathogens are microorganisms like bacteria, viruses, fungi, and parasites that can cause disease when they enter the body. For example, the influenza virus is a pathogen that causes the flu. When it infects a person, it can lead to fever, cough, and body aches. Ang pathogens ay mga bad germs na pumapasok sa katawan at kapag hindi sila napigilan, maaari silang magparami at magdulot ng infeksyon at sakit. Sa ating katawan, meron tayong 3 lines of defense. May 3 antas tayo ng depensa sa ating katawan na siyang pumoprotekta sa atin laban sa mga pathogens na nabanggit. Parang layered security sila. Kapag nalusutan ang una, may susunod pang depensa. The first line of defense include the physical barriers, the second line are the non-specific response, and the third line are the specific immune response. Let's discuss first the first line of defense. The first and second line of defense are called as innate immunity. It is an inherent immunity that is a result of evolutionary adaptation amongst organisms. Through this, we are able to activate an immune response even if we have not acquired a certain disease before. Innate immunity attacks wider range of pathogens, thus it is not very specific but the response is rapid. Our first line of defense are also called as barrier defense. They are made up of the skin, mucous membrane, and various secretions. Skin physically prevent the entrance of the pathogens. Mucous membranes serve as barrier on the ducts of the eyes, nostrils, and urogenital region and anus. And secretions such as sweat, which is acidic, can destroy some pathogens. Ang first line of defense ay physical at chemical barriers. Pinipigilan pa lang nila ang pagpasok ng pathogens. Halimbawa, ang balat ay haram, habang ang luha at sipon ay may enzyme na pumapatay sa bakterya. Ang second line of defense ay tinatawag naman nating internal innate defense. It includes phagocytes which eats pathogens regardless of what they are, which can also trigger the rate of infection. Internal defense also include inflammatory response, which results in the swelling of an area, an increase in temperature of a localized area, or in cases of a fever, the increased temperature of the whole body to neutralize a pathogen. It also releases antimicrobial proteins. Kapag nakapasok ang pathogen, papasok ang second line of defense. Kasama rito ang pamamaga, lagnat, at white blood cells na kumakain ng germs. Ito ay non-specific, ibig sabihin kahit anong pathogen ay aatakihin nila. Pinaka-advanced na type of defense ay ang third line of defense, and is also called as adaptive immunity. It releases specific immune response but has a slower response rate. It is able to change and adapt to the disease-causing pathogen. This type of response includes two types: humoral, which acts on infection in body fluids, and cell-mediated, which acts on infection in body cells. Ito ay specific, ibig sabihin, tinatarget nito ang isang particular na pathogen. Dito pumapasok ang antibodies at immune memory. They act slow on the onset of infection, thus resulting to longer day of infection. But through this, it familiarizes itself with the pathogen, so when the second infection comes, it will be shorter because immune system can now launch more specific attack. Specific immune response is acquired possibly through breastfeeding or actively such as introduction of vaccine to the body. Nabanggit or napakita sa slide ang mga antibodies. Antibodies are special proteins made by the immune system to recognize and fight harmful substances like bacteria and viruses. For example, when a person is vaccinated against measles, their body produces antibodies that can recognize and fight the measles virus if the person is exposed to it again in the future. Ang antibodies ay special na protina na kumakapit sa antigens ng pathogen. Kapag nakakabit na, mas madaling sirain ng immune system ang pathogen ay iyon. There are different types of immune cells. First, we have the T cells and the B cells. Ang B cells ang gumagawa ng antibodies. Kapag na-activate, sila ay nagiging plasma cells na naglalabas ng antibodies na kumakapit sa pathogens. May ilan din nagiging memory B cells para sa future protections. Ang T cells naman ang pumapatay sa infected cells o tumutulong sa pag-activate ng ibang immune cells. Ito ang pinakamaraming sa white blood cells sa ating dugo. Sila ang mabilis na pumupunta sa lugar na impeksyon at tumutulong sa pagpatay ng pathogen. Madalas silang namamatay patapos ang laban, kaya sila itinuturing na frontline soldiers. May coordination at specialization ang dalawang ito, kaya hindi sila basta-basta lang. Meron pang ibang immune cells na tumutulong sa T cells o ina-activate ito. Iba't iba ang roles ng immune cells. May tagapansin, may tagapatay, at may tagapag-utos para sa lang isang military unit na may iba't ibang specialization. Ang macrophages ay kabilang sa unang immune cells na umaatake sa pathogens. Kinakain nila ang bacteria at virus sa proseso na tinatawag na phagocytosis. Bukod dito, sila rin ang nagsisilbing messenger dahil ipinapakita nila ang antigen sa T-cells upang simulan ang specific immune response. Ang helper T-cells naman ang nag-oorganisa ng immune response. Hindi sila direktang pumapatay ng pathogens, ngunit sila ang nag-uutos kung kailan dapat umatake ang B-cells at cytotoxic T-cells. Ang cytotoxic T-cells naman ay pumapatay sa infected cells lalo na sa viral infections. Sa halip na patayin ang virus na direkta, sinisira nila ang cells na pinamamahayan ito. Ang memory cells naman ang dahilan kung bakit mas mabilis ang immune response sa susunod na exposure. Ito ang batayan ng vaccination at long-term immunity. Dumako naman tayo sa lymphatic system. The lymphatic system consists of lymph nodes, lymph vessels, and lymph fluid that help transport immune cells and remove waste and toxins. Example, when a virus enters the body, lymph nodes swell because they are actively filtering pathogens and producing immune cells to combat infection. Ang lymphatic system ay katuwang ng immune system. Ito ang dadala ng lymph fluid, immune cells, at pathogens papunta sa lugar kung saan sila lalabanan. Bawat bahagi ng lymphatic system ay mahalagang papel mula sa paggawa ng immune cells hanggang sa pagsala ng pathogens. First, we have the lymph nodes. They filter harmful substance and contain immune cells that fight infection. Ito ang lugar ng immune activation. Ang lymph nodes ay parang meeting places ng immune system. Dito dinadala ang pathogens at dito rin ina-activate ang immune cells. Mas kilala ito sa Tagalog na kulani. Spleen. It filters blood, removes all red blood cells, and stores white blood cells. Sinasala naman nito ang dugo. Tinatanggal nito ang luma o infected red blood cells at tumutulong sa immune response laban sa blood-borne pathogens. Thymus, site for T-cell maturation. Hinahasa nito ang T-cells. Dito, natututuhan ng B-cells kung alin ang sariling cells at alin ang dayuhan. Mahalaga ito upang maiwasan ang autoimmune disease. Tonsils. They trap pathogens entering through mouth and nose. Ang tonsils ay unang depensa laban sa pathogens na pumapasok sa bibig at ilong. Ito ang dahilan kung bakit madalas silang namamaga kapag may impeksyon. Bone marrow. It produces all blood cells including immune cells. Ang bone marrow ang pinagmumula ng lahat ng blood cells, kabilang ang white blood cells. Dito nabubuo ang B cells at iba pang immune cells. Lymphatic vessels. Transport lymph fluid and immune cells throughout the body. Ang lymph vessels ang nagdadala ng lymph fluid na may kasamang immune cells at pathogens patungo sa lymph nodes para sa processing. And white blood cells identify and destroy pathogens. What are the processes of immune response? Ang immune response ay may sunod-sunod na hakbang, hindi ito random. Kapag may pumasok na pathogen, ito ay nade-detect at dinadala sa lymph nodes. Doon ina-activate ang immune cells, gumagawa ng antibodies, at nagtatago ng memory para sa future protection. Ito ang dahilan kung bakit minsan, isang beses ka lang nagkakasakit ng certain diseases. Natatandaan kasi ng immune system ang kalaban. Isa-isahin natin ang mga process na yon sa pamamagitan ng isang example. For example, a student becomes infected with flu virus. First, invasion. Ang virus ay pumapasok sa ilong. Second, detection. Dinala ng lymph vessels ang virus sa lymph nodes. 3. Activation. Na-activate ang B cells at T cells. 4. Antibody production. Gumawa ng antibodies laban sa virus. 5. Memory. Nagtira ng memory cells para sa future protection. Kaya sa susunod na exposure, mas mabilis at mas banayad na ang response. Now, how vaccines work as an adaptive immunity? Biomedical products that stimulate immune system to release immunity are vaccines. They mirror the virus, so immune system will remember it and destroy it when real infection occur. Ang bakuna ay parang training simulation para sa immune system. Hindi ka talaga magkakasakit pero matututo ang katawan kung paano ito lalabanan. Pagkatapos ng bakuna, gumagawa ang katawan ng antibodies at immune memory. Kapag totoong pathogen ang pumasok, handa na ang immune system mo. Ang vaccination ay hindi shortcut. Ito ay specific preparation ng immune system. Meron ding paraan para gumawa ng vaccine. So una, recognize the disease or entry of the virus, identify pathologic agent. Then yung virus na yun ay i-grow sa lab at inactivate or papahinain or papatayin. And then, mag-i-establish ng animal model para i-test kung gagana ba ang vaccine. And then, mag-i-start tayo ng clinical trial. Usually, merong clinical trial 1, 2, 3, and 4. Pero nung nagkaroon ng COVID vaccine, ay pinabilis ang proseso nito. And then, ipe-prepare na yung pinakamabisang vaccine na na-develop para sa manufacturing. Meron din tayong iba't ibang klase ng vaccine. Una, yung pinakaluma pero tested na paraan ng paggawa ay yung inactivated or whole virus vaccine, kung saan may patay or weakened na virus na nilalagay sa vaccine. So ang advantage nito ay madali siyang gawin and mabilis yung magagawang immune response. Kaya lang, maaaring di siya safe because it can compromise immune system. Next, we have protein subunit vaccine. Ito naman yung hindi buong virus yung nilalagay dun sa vaccine, kundi yung most important part lang ng virus. Halimbawa, kung sa COVID, ang nilalagay lang ay yung mismong kanyang corona kasi yun yung kumakapit sa mga cells. Kaya lang, maaaring hindi siya makapag-stimulate ng strong response kasi kailangan pa niya ng ibang chemical. Meron din tayong viral vector vaccine kung saan gumagamit ng vector at doon isinapasok ang mga virus na tinutusok sa katawan. Kaya lang, yung mga viral vectors could make vaccine less effective. And yung pinaka-advanced na type ng vaccine katulad ng ginamit sa Pfizer vaccine ay yung tinatawag na nucleic acid vaccine kung saan gumagamit na ng DNA mismo ng virus para makode na ng katawan natin at ma-detect na siya. Easy and quick to be designed din ito. Kaya lang, minsan, may mga side effect ang mga vaccine. Katulad ng pagkakaroon ng lagnat or pagkapamaga dun sa katawan. Pero ito ay minimal lang. Ibig sabihin kasi nung nilagnat ka or nung namaga yung katawan ay nag-i-indicate yon na yung immune system natin ay nag-work. Okay? Kasi ang mga vaccine, meron tayong ideal niyan, pero dapat siya ay safe. Immunogenic, ibig sabihin talaga nag-elicit ng immune response katulad nga ng pagkalagnat. Ibig sabihin ay gumagana yung ating immune system at na-detect niya na may virus na patay na pumasok sa ating katawan at sa susunod, pag dumating na talaga yung totoong virus ay makakapag-elicit na siya ng immune response. Dapat stable yung maging storage niya, hindi madali masira, mura, accessible, and preferably dapat single dose lang. Adverse event yung tinatawag kapag ka nagkaroon ng mga side effect na hindi pa natutukoy. Serious adverse event naman kapag nagkaroon ng severe allergic reaction or deaths. Pero usually, hindi naman siya nangyari dahil nga tinetest mabuti ang vaccine bago siya i-apply sa mga tao. Sabi niya kanina, dumadaan siya ng napakaraming clinical trial. So usually, side effects lang ang nabalanasan natin kapag ka nagpabakunahan. So it occurs for the first few hours or 1 to 3 days. So usually, ang nararamdaman lang naman ay pain at the injection site, rashes or itchiness, fever, headache, fatigue, or dizziness, which is normal lang na reaction ng ating katawan because it indicates that our immune system is working. So no need to worry about this. So let's further discuss how vaccine work through this example. For example, a child was vaccinated with anti-measles vaccine. Ang bakuna na ito ay naglalaman ng weakened or inactive pathogen. Hindi ito magdudulot ng sakit, ngunit tuturuan nito ang immune system kung paano lalaban. Kapag tunay na measles virus na ang pumasok, handa na ang antibodies at memory cells, kaya hindi na nagkakaroon ng severe infection. Kung minsan naman, kailangan din natin ng booster shots. A booster shot is meant to increase the levels of immune response after these have naturally waned. So minsan kasi, humihina na rin ang ating immune system at kuminsan din ay nagkakaroon ng mutation sa mga virus. So through a process called antibody affinity maturation, our immune system learns to do a better job at recognizing a pathogen and making antibodies that bind more tightly to their target. For example, in the SARS-CoV-2 virus, which caused the COVID-19, affinity-matured antibodies can be more effective at recognizing variants with multiple mutations. Ano nga ba ang kahalagahan ng pagbabakuna sa sarili? Pinoprotektahan ng bakuna ang individual laban sa malubhang sakit at komplikasyon. At hindi lang ito sa sarili nakakatulong, pati sa community. Kapag marami ng bakunado, nababawasan na ang pagkalat ng sakit. Ito ang tinatawag na herd immunity kung narinig niyo. Ang herd immunity ang nagpoprotekta pati sa hindi na pwedeng bakunahan dahil nga pag marami nang nabakunahan, kukunti na lang infection. So yung mga hindi pwedeng bakunahan, like for example, yung ibang pregnant na maaring di bakunahan o yung may mga sakit na hindi na rin pwedeng bakunahan. So, they can be protected kasi mga vulnerable sila kapag meron ng herd immunity na tinatawag. So, hindi lang naman sa pagkabakuna maaaring maiwasan ng mga sakit. Marami din namang paraan para i-strengthen ang ating immune system. Healthy habits support immune function by maintaining energy, hormone balance, and cell repair. And also, vaccine provide targeted protection. Now, para sa inyong mga activity, first, performance task. Gamitin ninyo ang kaalaman upang gumawa ng information campaign na nagpapaliwanag kung paano pinoprotektahan ng vaccination ang individual at komunidad. Now, let's have scenario-based assessment. First scenario, a sudden outbreak. A barangay experiences a sudden outbreak of flu-like illness. Some residents have been vaccinated while others are not. Question. Which lines of defense will respond first once the virus enters the body? How will B cells and T cells respond in vaccinated versus unvaccinated individual? Explain how immune memory affects recovery time. And why is the spread slower in communities with higher vaccination rates? Second, wound infection. Question. Which immune response is causing the swelling and redness? Which immune cells are likely involved at this stage? Why is this response helpful instead of harmful? Scenario 3. Vaccine hesitancy. Explain scientifically how vaccine prepared the immune system. Why is relying only on natural infection risky? How does vaccination help protect immunocompromised individuals? Now it's time for your assessment. Number 1, name the main components of the lymphatic system. So at least 5, white blood cells, bone marrow, thymus, spleen, lymph nodes. Number 2, name at least 5 functions of the immune and lymphatic system. Possible answers: defend the body against pathogens and infection, filter and remove harmful substances from the body, produce white blood cells and antibodies, maintain body balance through lymph circulation, and create immune memory for long-term protection. Number 3, write at least 5 scenarios that happens in the body after receiving a vaccine. 1. The immune system detects harmless antigens. 2. White blood cells are activated. 3. Antibodies are produced. 4. Memory cells are created. And 5. Long-term protection is established. And that's it for our very long discussion about immune and lymphatic system. Tandaan, ang immune at lymphatic system ay magkatuwang na nagpoprotekta sa ating buhay. Ang vaccination ay hindi lamang personal choice, ito ay responsibilidad sa komunidad. Thanks to the development team of this lesson exemplar kung saan ibinasa ang ilang bahagi ng discussion video na ito. Once again, I am your online teacher, Sir Franco. Maraming salamat sa inyong panonood.